Good day, everyone. Welcome to our English class. Our topic for today is all about the strategies in developing reading fluency. First, let me define what reading fluency is. Reading fluency is the ability to accurately read at an appropriate rate while demonstrating prosody and comprehension of the text. Reading is the most important skill which needs to be developed by a learner. Why do we need to read? To explore over knowledge and information, and to pass several academic and competitive examinations. Reading skills need to be taught with systematic approach and methods. So here are some strategies in developing reading fluency. First, record students reading aloud on their own. If certain sound letter combinations or words are causing problems, teachers will benefit from listening to the child read out loud. However, this activity can be extremely stressful in front of a classroom of kids, particularly for a student who struggles with fluency. It is best to avoid calling on struggling readers during group reading and instead have them work through a paragraph on their own. Make a recording that can be analyzed later on by a teacher or tutor in order to provide targeted help. The second strategy is ask kids to use a ruler or finger to follow along. Decoding is easier when students don't lose their place as they move across a page. It's up to the individual student how they go about this. Some may want to use a pen or pencil, others a piece of paper that they move down to cover the bottom of the page and stay focused on the sentence in front of them. This is also a good strategy for readers with ADHD because it involves a kinesthetic element. Another strategy is have have them read the same thing several times. When you're trying to improve fluency, it helps to see the same text multiple times. Each reading becomes easier and motivation goes up as students experience enhanced fluency thanks to repeat exposure to words and phrases. It can also help when it comes to developing comprehension skills as readers to have more opportunities to notice contextual cues. The fourth strategy is pre-teach vocabulary. Prime the words a student is going to see in a text and practice reading them in isolation or in phrases. You might do this via an interactive classroom-based activity. So, get students to use the words and then practice reading them from the board or on a piece of paper. Crossword puzzles can be an effective teaching tool or playing a spelling game. It's much easier to read a word if it is fresh in the memory. The fifth strategy in developing reading fluency is drill sight words. Some words are more common than others, and students who have a hard time with fluency will find it is much easier to read when they are familiar with 90% of the vocabulary in, in a text. Around 50% of all books and classroom-based materials for young reader are composed of words from the Dutch list. Another strategy in developing reading fluency is make use of variety of books and materials. If a student has difficulty with reading, it can be even more of a struggle to practice with material that is not of interest to them. Sometimes all it takes is getting leaders excited about a topic to help them lose themselves in the activity. Try, sub- Try chapter books, comics, and poems. Even picture books can work as long as the student doesn't perceive the material as being below their level. Fluency is try different font and text sizes. If there's a visual impairment that is causing some of the difficulty, reading larger text or text printed on color tinted paper can sometimes make things as easier. There are specific fonts which are more appropriate for anyone with learning difficulties, including dyslexia, because they help with discerning letters and decoding language. Another strategy in developing reading fluency is to create a stress-free environment. When students are enjoying a book, anxiety and stress are reduced and fluency is enhanced. It's also possible to foster a relaxing environment by removing any deadlines, time limits, or assessment related goals and just focusing on classroom reading for reading's sake. Another strategy is guide your students to help them establish a steady pace. One of the hallmarks of fluent reading is establishing a consistent rhythm and pace that guides students through a text. So this doesn't need to be fast, and in the beginning, new readers should have the option to start slow and increase their pace as they become more comfortable. Some students will want to have a guide, such as a metronome, which gives them a rhythm they can match. Others will find this strategy stressful. Playing music in the background might also work or not. The 10th strategy in developing reading fluency is to introduce a typing course. If a student if a student continues to struggle with fluency, teachers, tutors, and parents may consider introducing an extracurricular program designed to enhance literacy skills. A multi-sensory course like touch type, read and spell can be used at home and in school to learn keyboarding and enhance spelling and sight reading at the same time. So an audio component accompanies letters on the screen while students type the corresponding keys. Automated feedback and coursework is divided into discrete modules, and independent lessons foster self-directed learning and enhance motivation and self-efficacy in new readers. And those are the 10 strategies in developing reading fluency. Reading and writing are essential skills, and when fluency does not come naturally, strategy instruction based around the individual student's needs is crucial to help new readers gain the confidence they need to be successful at school. Regardless of the intervention, program takes time to achieve. That's why it is a good idea to schedule a plan of action and set up attainable goals for improving fluency in the long run.